Well, hello, Rusty Dog here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Sim. Well, we're in Brazil today, guys, and it was quiet here just now, I promise. It's just a plane has decided to start up. Typical. I'm gonna get inside. Right. Hello guys, yeah, thanks for joining me today. We're going to try and do another flight of unknown success. When I initially had this plane here at the airport, it was not approaching sunset, but I've installed the latest Nvidia graphics drivers. I was, I think, one release behind, and I think it also maybe, I'm not going to confirm it yet, but I think it might have stopped my flashing issues in Elite Dangerous. I did a clean install. I didn't do an express, just did a custom install and did a clean one. So yeah, and I've just had to reboot the PC because Flight Sim was a little bit jerky, creaky on the frame rates. So I've rebooted and gone back in, and now the day has got a bit more, let's say, sunsetty. So yeah, it's around 6 p.m. I believe here in Rio. There's one thing I want to check out. I don't know where it is in comparison to the airport, but I know Christ the Redeemer statue is somewhere around here. We're going to be flying to Curitiba today, so yeah, all Brazilian flight. Let me just get the main things on here. Now, this is yet another updated version of the Fenix A320. They did in fact bring out another update with another shed load of options and stuff. So, yeah, they are sorting stuff out on this thing big time, which is great. Yeah, so give me a second, guys. I just want to get these lights on. I think we're good there. Can I? Yeah. Right, so I'm going to turn up the integrated lighting just a tad. And I'm going to need to do the same down here. I think I'm going to turn this down a little. And the navigation display a little as well, because at night time it is going to get to night time and it's going to get a little bit bright. That's all okay. Just need to adjust the integrated lighting here. And let's have a bit of flood just over the up here, I think it is. Oh, don't get too much. Just enough so we can see what we're doing. All right. Yeah, so a plethora of changes in the Fenix Airbus once again. So we're going to be having a look, maybe testing one of those out, at least one of the things that's concerned with GSX, something to do with catering. I might see. I might try it out. I don't know. We'll see. So this is the update. Came yesterday. No more zombies. That's always good, right? So yeah, improved this, tuned alpha protection. That's always nice because I always panic when that happens. High CPU usage on the client program. Crashes, fixed boarding starting while catering is in progress. Yeah, this is. I don't think I've got catering set on in the settings though. So maybe try that. Fixed conditions for disarm doors triggering. Fixed N1 gauge crossed out if N1 mode engaged. On the IAE engines, which is what I'm using today. Improved roll rate when bank angle protection takes control of the aircraft. Okay, I've not come across that one, thankfully. When bank angle takes... Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay. Adjusted angle of attack dampening. Yeah, angle of attack, right. Fixed GSX integration, not opening the rear door. Oh, that's... Oh, now then. Is that on the Is that the passenger rear door or the cargo rear door? I think passenger. Oh yeah, the rat. Have you guys seen the rat on this thing? I think I've deployed the rat once on this. Normally, once you deploy the rat, that's it. It's out, but you can actually put it back. I'm going to give it a go, actually. I probably shouldn't, because if this fails, then you have to restart the flight. But the rat is that little propeller that comes out of the bottom of the aircraft, which gives you residual power if all other systems fail. And that is deployed here. The rat button, rat manual. So if I deploy this, what happens if I can't get it back? Right, it's deployed now. So I'm gonna have to. I have read on the Fenix website how to put it back. So I am hoping that we can. So let's go down, see if we can see this thing. This has always been on the plane, by the way. As you can see here by the engine design, we are on the IAEs. I don't know why I keep saying ICEs. So here is the rat. And basically that just comes out and whizzes around in the wind and provides, some residual power to the plane to keep the instruments going, I think, in a condition where you have total power loss. So it's an emergency thing. Once this is deployed, that's it. You normally can't put it back in. However, I believe there is a way to do it, and that is in maintenance, and you have to go to failures and rat deployed and click on that. Is that right? Is that all I need to do? Do I have to clear it? There you go. Yeah, so the other failures that are on the plane at the moment is that the GPS is not aligned. So I'm guessing that's gone now. Yep, it's back in. All good. Okay. So, I appreciate I've spelt the word Janeiro wrong in the thumbnail. I will correct it. And I went with the English spelling of Brazil in my description, but yeah, I was going to use the S because that is how they pronounce it. So anyway, we're flying Azul, which translates to the color blue. In Azul in Portuguese and Azul in Spanish. Translates to blue, which would explain the color. Okay, let's get going then. So I want to have a look at the sim settings here. Auto catering. Shall we? Just for this one flight? No, I don't know at what point it's going to start bringing the catering in, or whether I've done it too late. Okay, so I've got the flight plan and ready to go. I hope. I'm not really feeling it, to be honest. I'm going to try and get through this. Okay. Let's go. Oh, well, let's do it here first, actually. Okay. That's that. And mass and balance we'll get to in a second. Just want to check the Simbri flight plan a moment just to make sure this concurs. 7107 to the year. And again, we're flying up at 34,000 feet. This is about a 1 hour 7 minute flight along those lines. So we'll do the fill up of the aircraft and the MCDU sending over in just a moment. I'm a little bit distracted at the moment, guys. Give me a sec. Oh, right. I don't know if or where it is. No. Oh, come on. Does anyone know where the Redeemer statue is? It is here. I do have it in the game. Oh my god, look at this sky. Wasn't planning on a night flight, honestly. Nah, don't know. Wasn't planning on a night flight. I wanted a daytime, but maybe we can adjust. I mean, yeah. Right, let's go. Now then, flight number is AZU 2627, no surprises there. Oops, got that wrong. Not that it matters. Pure cosmetic. And the cost index on today's flight, it'd be easy if I look on my browser, is 10. I can get it from here, but too much faff. Right, so 10, and the flight level is 34,000 feet. Oops, did we not do that? I'm gonna request the winds now. Yes, I posted a video on my Discord today which showed a real, it's a Facebook link, but it's a real A320 landing, Airbus A320 landing. And I'm telling you, man, it's everything on the screens that you expect to see, the way it's done in the sim. It's exactly the freaking same. Like, all the writing on all of the panels is exactly the way it is in here. Like, exactly the same. It's phenomenal. It was like watching Flight Sim, but in real. Such a weird thing. Right, let's hope we get a good flight plan. A nice one. So I actually don't know the route. Check it out. So the route is, we get this bit to Vir 1B, and then that's our SID, and then the star's going to be Raxi 1A. Oh, what's the runway? 15. 15. Runway 15, and it's TBR 1B. Transitioning, do we have one? Nax up. Okay. Put that in, and then go down to Curitiba, arriving on also on runway 15, which thankfully does have an ILS. I'm gonna go with the Zulu. What was it again? Raxi 1A. Raxi 1A. This. And insert. Lovely. Back to here. So the block fuel. Right, let's get this done now then. So we'll load the aircraft using GSX.
Refueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives.
Ooh, the catering was there. There's the catering. And we're going to send it to the MCDU as well. So now it's filled in this for us. How freaking cool. Into performance. And we can get that filled in for us as well. It's so much easier like this.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
So we've got to do the oh right, so catering comes before the fuel. Here it comes. He's got his foot down. So we're going to get the food in. Oh no, the fuel. Okay. So catering goes on the back door. Fuel goes on the wing. So perfect. Get fueled and sandwiched at the same time. Then we'll get the passengers on board. That jetway was attached to the plane a minute ago because the door's still open.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to carry on with this. And we're going to load in the load sheet and synchronize the weather and calculate. Brilliant. And send to MCDU. Oh, wait. I've done this. Packs on. Okay, now calculate. Send to MCDU. Okay. So what are we looking at here? 145, 1020, down 1. Yeah, it didn't redo it, did it? Because the throttle reduction and engine out is 1020. It hasn't resent that number. Bizarre, but okay. Everything else seems to match up. Flex to temp 57, 2 down 1. Nope, flex to temp is 55. Yeah. Oh, it is 55.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Yeah, I think we've done that already, haven't we? We'll make sure. I know what she means. Yeah. 7107. What she means is, I believe, it's in the page. Is this? It's going to be set to 7.1, right? So we just need to make sure that the block fuel is correct. 7.1 tons. That's just so the plane knows to make its calculations. Alright. Excellent. Now let's check out the flight plan. Whoa, hello. Right, okay, I think that's orange because the fuel hasn't gone in yet. I hope so. Because otherwise, it's saying we're going to have 4.4 tons of fuel left after the flight. This is a lot of fuel going in, by the way. I think this is a sim brief issue. It's loading in 7 tons of fuel for a 1-hour flight. That is quite a bit. Okay, well, I hope it doesn't mean we're going to land too heavy, because I do not want to be doing that. Right, there's top of climb. Top of descent. Okay, that seems to be okay. Okay, we can put that together. That's not a problem. There we go. There you go. That's kind of sorted itself out now. Now, let me just reset this camera because we are quite a distance away from the plane. So this will be the... Oh, hi Mark. How are you doing, sir? Welcome. This will be the second time then I've flown the IAE engine plane. Hopefully it goes okay. If it doesn't, it won't be because of the engines. It'll be down to me. So I'm ready on the MCDU, but we've not even started boarding the passengers yet. Once we do, I'll start getting the rest of the plane ready. Oh, what? Okay, how much? $3,300 or $3,164. Yeah, I still think you've given me more fuel than I need though, pal. Maybe not. I've got 162 passengers on board and, whoa, 2.3 tons of cargo. I love how you can read all the labels and everything, like nothing is low resolution or anything. Like on the Fenix, no matter where you go in the Fenix, the labels are all completely readable. It's brilliant. Okay, talking of which, oh, we're boarding now? Do we have the jetway on? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. Now, I don't have any custom cameras on this plane. I've got them set up on the CFM plane, but not this one. I wish we could adjust the speed of this camera, or can we? I don't know. It's alt and arrow. I can't use one hand. Oh, no, that's a zoom. Okay. I was hoping the mouse wheel would let us zoom, but it doesn't. Now this is a third-party livery that I'm using because there was no Brazilian liveries that came with the plane. I was just seeing if they'd done anything on the interior. They haven't. So that's fine. All right, let's get the door closed, and we'll lock it. Forgot to do that. I forgot to do that. Now you don't get the... You wouldn't have heard the flight announcer. Ad Astra! Oh, I like the Boeings. Yeah, I like the Boeings as well. I dig those. But the Fenix one is the one I'm really needing to get to grips with when it comes to the... you know, when it comes to the landings and stuff. So the baggage is coming in now then. Right, so fuel and sandwiches or meals, and then the packaging. All right, bear with me a sec, guys. All right. So, I'm thinking maybe once we get everything ready, once we get pushed back, we'll change the time so it's daytime. Because right now, it's probably counting down the time I should be taking off at. Yeah, I'm a minute over already. Well, that's not my fault. I just loaded in more sandwiches than what I needed. Right, in the meantime then, let's have a look at air pressure. 1015 it was. And we'll do the backup instrument as well. Get the TCAS switched into auto mode here. And transmit and receive. And let's have a look at the message, which is the what do they call it again? The loadout or something? Loadout sheet. Something like it. So you got your takeoff weight here as well, your zero fuel weight. You'll be taking off 6.6 tons. Sorry, oh yeah, 6.6 tons. Light aircraft. Floating on air, baby. No, 66.3. Basically, 66.3 tons. 6 tons. Yeah, sure. An Airbus. Yep. Yep. The weight of 3 Teslas. No, 2 Teslas. 2.5 Teslas. Yeah. Not a chance. Alright, this can go back to arc mode. Arcade. As opposed to simulation. Not really. Is that right, Ad Astra? No way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your
What?
into the overhead locker
Dish soap?
first, and keep your small
This is the problem, isn't it, though? People are wanting to make so much profit
laptops.
that they're cutting costs in all the wrong places, man. You cannot mess with people's safety like that, man. I mean, if you think about the fact that an aeroplane is basically built out of
Departure.
parts from all the lowest bidders, because all of the, like the wings and the body, like they all go out and they go to tender. Sometimes I'm guessing they pick,
Smoking service.
like maybe let's say what's that company? Not, why have I got McDonnell Douglas in my head? No, what's that company? Lockheed. So let's say you've got Lockheed Martin saying, oh yeah, we'll do the chassis, or we'll do the body, or we'll do this, and maybe they'll go with them because they're used to going with them, for example. But you might get other situations where they'll put out to tender Airbus engines. We need this, and they'll put it out to maybe, I don't know, 7, 8 different companies that can do it. All the quotes come in and they pick the cheapest. So that, yeah, aeroplanes are built from parts from the cheapest bidders, basically, which is a little bit scary because it's cost over quality. It's amazing that planes are as reliable as they are, and I think the only reason, one of the only reasons that they are as reliable as they are, certainly with the Airbuses and stuff, is that they do get maintenance like often, you know. Like the maintenance on planes is done all the time. But you can't be, you know, forgetting that. I've seen a lot of those air crash investigations, and I've seen ones where they just didn't tighten the rivets down on the window. You know, here, this window.
Cabin crew, boarding is
You know.
complete.
And it's ridiculous. One of the safest planes actually is the Airbus A380, the big one. Have they ever crashed one of those? But it's got so many different redundant systems built in that if one fails, another one kicks in, and if one fails, another. It's got so many that it makes it really, really reliable plane. And yeah, it's a massive plane, but it's reliable. Did you not see that one where the guy was, the captain had got sucked out because the rivets on the window and he was sucked out and hanging on the nose of the plane during flight? He actually survived that. They had to bring the plane, you know, to a lower altitude so the guy wouldn't completely freeze to death. But he was and can you imagine still having to co-pilot the plane while the pilot is hanging outside? Guys, that has got, like, you're thousands of feet up in the air and you're just hanging onto the dashboard. And if you let go, oh boy, can you imagine that situation? The space shuttle, yeah, well, I was going to say the space shuttle, but the whole Challenger thing was just ridiculous. That was down to icing, though. They were in such a rush to get the thing launched that it was cold and there was icing on the rings that are in between on the boosters. There are these rings, and the rings had got super cold and iced up, and so they had shrunk, and they were allowing fuel to leak, and we got a leak. I saw it on live when it was launching live. I noticed a little flare before the people on the news did, and then that was it. It just blew up. That was just pure negligence. I'm not quite sure with Columbia, but I know that it was the heat tiles. Those heat tiles on the bottom of the shuttle are absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible things. You can put one in a furnace until it glows red. It gets so hot, or let's just put there's so much heat in the furnace that the silica tile will glow red. And then you can bring it out and hold it in your hand while it's red. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And yeah, but if those tiles fall off the underneath of the plane on re-entry, the underneath of the shuttle, that heat's going to get in and it's not good. Yeah, I believe the crew of Columbia would have survived it, right? It's just that the escape capsule hit the water so hard. Weren't they killed when it hit the water? I'm not sure. But yeah, the Challenger one could have been avoided completely. But they had this deadline, you know, they'd already aborted a launch, and you know, they didn't want to miss the next window of opportunity to get the shuttle up. And so, you know, it was a cold morning. There was ice previously on the shuttle, which not great, you know. And yeah, and those rings are I can't remember what they're called now. I should know because I've done a lot of shuttle homework and research. I've got books and books and books downstairs on it. But yeah, these O-rings that sit on the booster had shrunk. Yeah, there you go, O-ring. Yeah, it just shrunk because of the coldness, and they probably didn't thaw out properly. And of course, when it shrinks, it's going to let the fuel out, because those O-rings are there to seal. It's there as a sealant. Yeah, pretty bad stuff, man. Anyway, we are passengered up, so we're good. Got the catering done and everything, and because the catering goes in line with the fuel, it doesn't take up any extra time, so we can just you know, leave that option on, I think. Okay, so great visibility going out, great visibility coming in, few clouds at 3,500, air pressure 1019, all looking good weather-wise. 23 degrees falling to 18 dew point, and here 26 degrees falling to 21 at dew point. It's nice and warm, guys, and we're not going to need the de-ice on today. Right, so are we ready? Let's get I should have been doing this already, but never mind. Let's get the fuel pumps on. And what I should have done already is, could have left that on a bit longer, but we'll be fine. APU. Supposed to do the APU earlier, I think, but it doesn't matter. As long as we do it before we get the APU on. Okay, dokie. Okay, dokie. I'm just going through all of this, make sure we're good. I knew I'd missed one thing. Right, if I... Oh, we can go into test mode up here as well, look. You can just see everything lit up. And at night time, you can even dim, although you probably can't see it. Actually, no, not much. But if you look at, say, the blue external power light there, how bright it is, I don't think it does dim, but you can't really see it too much from here. You see it going dim, brighter? It's just to make it more comfortable at night. Oh, me and the visor. Get out of it. You can hardly see through it at night time, eh? Right, okay guys, let's dim this a little. And we're going to get the APU on. And 1, 2, 3. Let's start the APU. And we'll get pushback. Now then, we are departing on runway 15. Donde start runway 15? I have no idea. That's it there. 15. So we will be taxiing. Yeah, I'm going to go nose right, and I'm going to come out this way. And take the one, forget that one on the grass, to take this way and go out that way. I'm not going to go out this way. This seems longer somehow. Well, they will connect here. Is it longer? If I go nose left and go down here and then turn down here, is that easier? Maybe. Yeah, okay. Let's go nose left. We'll follow the arc around, and then we'll get onto here, take the first left, carry on till we get across here, take the last right and onto the runway. Couldn't be more easy. He says, famous last words. Right, so we're just going to wait. There it is, APU available, so we can now dismiss the ground power. Oh, me and those visors. Right. Alright, we're ready. Ba-da-ba-bum. So, ground power can go. Chocks and cones can go. I think normally the plane takes care of that itself. Right, that's it. Let's get pushback. I think the pushback will start on its own, right? If we put beacon light on, am I right? Yay! So beacon light, basically a warning to everybody that the engines are about to kick in. There it is.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Is that meant to be a Portuguese accent? Cool. You might want to get that jetway off me though. I'll toggle it just in case. It'll probably do it, but just in case. Johannes, hey! Have I said your name right? Johannes? Johannes? Good evening, sir. Yeah. Yes, yeah, kind of gaskets, yeah, sort of. Pretty much. More or less, so to speak, to coin a phrase, yes. Right, let's get this down to 10 here. Air pressure is correct at last check, 10:15. We have another company message available, which should be right here then.
Locking gear.
Gear locked. Nose wheel steering disconnected, APU available, we don't need that anymore, parking brake is on. Awesomeness, awesomeness, awesomeness. So far, so good. And I watched a real flight, and they do put in the top altitude before they take off. Right, we're going nose left then.
Release the parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at weight.
Wow, that is a Portuguese accent. The way he said all engines clear. That's Portuguese. That's how the Portuguese speak in English, and I know because Ayrton Senna used to say the word all just like that.
Doors and cross-check.
Yeah, that is a Portuguese accent. It's really cool that they've got the accents in from the country that you're in. Really cool. All right, we better get the engine started then. Oops, that's not going to start, Rusty. What have you forgotten? What do you always forget? PU bleed. There you go. Jesus, boy. Without that, no crank, no start. Okay. Yes, so IAE engines on this one. We've got the pressure, which I think is the average pressure over the entire engine, because you've got less pressure here, more pressure coming out the back, and the EPR is the average pressure inside the engine. I believe, unless somebody tells me differently. I believe that's the case.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures.
I'm paying attention to this,
Safety
the
card
N2s
found
and
in
the
your seat
N1s.
pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace.
Please set parking brakes.
There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft.
Waiting your confirmation for your engine start.
Nearest to you. Please be aware.
Oh, sneezy,
Safety
sneezy.
behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap, pull on each side to adjust, put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take a life jacket from under your seat. Remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together. Pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate the life jacket inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up,
We're good.
go into this tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew
Cockpit to ground.
for children.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can be found in the in-flight magazine. We hope you have a great flight.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be dimming the lights. You can turn on the
Unlocking
light
gear.
using the controls above your head or
Sorry if I blinded you there, but I thought you'd gone already. I would have waited for the guy to disappear and then put the lights on, but
Bye-bye, Skinjimo.
there you go.
Left is good. Right is good.
Okay, let's go back a few hours. I'm just going to do an auto pressure just in case. No, that hasn't changed. Okay. So the weather is the same, it's just we've changed how bright it is outside. Is he gone? Yeah, he did. He walked away, right? Yeah, he did. Okay. That gives us clearance to take the brakes off. Hey Lenny, did my first flight on the updated Fenix earlier. I had no issues apart from my piloting skills. Oh, same here. Yes, my piloting skills, that's the only issue. Are you talking about the latest update, the one that came yesterday? Yeah, it's much better, isn't it? Since they brought out Block 2, they've done two sizable, I would say, updates to this, just to make sure that everything is sorted. Whoops, wrong button. Top panel, please. Now the cabin check. Shouldn't they come and tell me cabin is ready? We'll wait till we get to the holding point and then we'll do a cabin check, if it's still lit up. So we're taking, it's not the first right. Yeah, it is first right, first left, second right. Yeah. No, it's not. It's first left, all the way up, and then to the right. That's what it is. Come on, Rusty, get it together. It does fly better. The only difference for me, which I think is the case in the Block 2 anyway, is when you're landing and you go into flare at around, what is it, about 30 feet, you start to flare the plane, it does tend to float a bit longer. I'm not looking at this this map, or I am, but I'm seeing it in the wrong direction. Sorry, I'm just not cognizant of the fact that the runway is at the bottom of that map and not to the left. So this is our turning point here. We just go all the way down to the end, across the dark tarmac, which we can see in front of us, take the right onto that taxiway and we're good. Come on plane, get some speed up. What are we going uphill here a little? Because that is a thing as well in Flight Sim. Ah, there you go. There you go. That's the cabin check I was waiting for, you see? And now it's not on the screen anymore. She did it. Awesome. Well done, Phoenix. All sorted. Yeah. When it comes to flying a commercial jet, right, in a sim, on a home simulator, this is as real as it gets. And that's scary. But when you get it right, it's so much more satisfying. Because you can't even compare this to the stock Airbus A320, where most of the switches would say inoperative. not working. Where on this, like, freaking everything works. Even the fuses and stuff. Or the breakers as they're called. All of them. Everything, every button, every switch. There's nothing in-up on this plane at all. I don't think. Maybe a couple of buttons on the top panel. Actually, I think there is a couple of buttons on the top panel, which would be, now then, it's the one above this one. Okay, so it's not there, but this one up here, I think there might be a couple of in-up buttons at the top. Nope. I can't get that far up. Do we have a screen for this? Have a look. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I don't have a camera for it. I can make a camera for it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, don't need you anymore, boy. Right, so everything else on the checklist here is done. Take off config check, and it is normal. Okay. Onto the runway then. Do we have clearance? Like, I want to make sure there's... Oh, okay. Just in case, you know. And I love it there when you put the brakes on. Has the front of the plane just dips down and then bounces up and dips again. Proper suspension. Hey, don't abort your landing on my account. It's Gol as well, which is another Brazilian airline. Oh, there she goes. Sweetness. And that's the sound of the reverser thrusters going on. Oh, and that's just the AI. That's brilliant. Alright, let's go. It's awesome. Look at the heat from the jets. Oh, I wonder if they sorted that out. Gino! Hi, Gino! Welcome, sir. Yeah, no, I think it is a bit more floaty than it used to be. It's just that the flare will just take a little bit longer to bring the plane down. It's just a case of when you get to around 20 feet, just idling the throttle and just letting it gracefully drop out of the air, basically. So I'm going to use 3 stages of thrust here because I've seen it done that way in the real world. I'm going to copy that. So well, I say 3 stages. It's not really. It's 2. So you know when I start throttling up and I don't go full blast straight away and I wait for the plane to be stable and then I go full? Well, I saw a pilot do that. And what they do is they move the throttles from idle to climb, to the climb detent here. And when they know that the plane is straight and stable and everything, then it's full throttle. Yeah. So we shall do the same. I should hear the click on the detent, but we can do it from here. So I think what I'm going to do is just hold the brakes, and we'll move the throttle to the climb detent. Stable. And go. A little bit moving to the right, but okay. 100 knots. V1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb and gear up. Flaps 1. front. Flaps in. Let's see if the autopilot engages now. I want to just manually fly it a little bit longer. Just bring the attitude down just a little. There we go. Yes, I forgot to mention this airport at Rio de Janeiro here is right on the coastline. I have a pink version of this livery as well, which is apparently, it's fictional, but it's called something like Brazilian Rose or something like that, and it's exactly the same, but the blue is replaced with pink. It looks kind of cool actually, and I like this Brazil map on the, or at least South America, isn't it? Yeah, on the back here. That's kind of nice. And again, this is a third-party livery, but it is 8K. All the liveries I've used so far on this are all 8K resolution, which is why you get such incredible like detail, like here on the doors, where you can just read frickin' everything. So glad I went to night time. This is the first time I've actually heard the IAE engines properly. It was the first time I flew this. My speaker settings weren't quite correct as they should have been, and so everything felt just, or sounded so quiet to me. Still don't have the wake on the engines though. Kind of weird. I don't know. It's the only plane we've got that doesn't have it. Right, so it looks like, let's have a look where we're going here. Okay, so we are actually turning around the other way here. Oh, air pressure, of course, because we are 7,000 feet is the transition altitude. Oh, I didn't put my levers into climb. Jesus. What the hell am I doing? Right, so it's clicked. There we go. I was wondering why the APU bleed was still on. Of course, we don't need it anymore. Actually, the bleed can stay on, to be fair. No, don't need it. Don't need it. Seat belts. Yeah, we can take them off. Okay. I forgot to go back into the climb detent. This thing must have been flashing at me like a crazy boy. Right, okay. Let's put the radios on. Where am I from? I'm in the UK, do you know? England. Inglaterra. Hey William, how you doing, mate? So, I have got pieces of paper scattered around with hints and tips about flight simming. I'd like to have them to hand. There we go. Ground services. This can only be used when on the ground. Yeah. Right, so let's have a look. We've got the arrival weather here. Now I haven't got any of the information that we need for landing. I don't know the ILS frequency, I don't know nothing. We'll look it up. So 16,000 climbing to 34. So let's go to Navi and go check out some pertinent information like runway altitude, decision altitude, because I don't know. Right, so these are the names of the airports, guys. I didn't want to read them out because I didn't want to butcher them. So, yeah, because Portuguese has got different pronunciations to Spanish. So, Galeão, Antonio, Carlos, something, Jobim International, going to Alfonso Pena. I would say Pena, but it hasn't got the little squiggly thing over the N, so it must be Pena, Alfonso Pena International. Basically, Curitiba. Right, ground charts. So I come here, I don't need to come here for the inbound course, but we'll take a look at it from here anyway. It looks like to be 155. Runway 15 will be coming in on 155. Don't need to go to this one. Really, we can just use the approach chart will tell us. ILS Zulu, runway 15, so what we're coming in. And it should have 155 right there. So right here we've got everything we need for the landing. 155 degree inbound. Which on a Boeing, you would put that in on one of the dials. And the ILS frequency, guys, up here, 109.3. But again, the Airbus will put that in by itself. Decision altitude is here, but I'm going to refer to downstairs as well. Transition altitude is 9,000 feet. So I'm going to put TA there. And yes, so runway altitude is, so I'm going to type RA is 2972, and the decision altitude, I still don't know what ALS out is, so I'm going to go with the full one here. So they're both the same. So 200 feet above this is 3172. So if you think about it, even though the decision altitude is 3,172 feet, it's actually only 200 feet off the ground. It's just this is the altitude above sea level, and so is this. So decision altitude is actually 200 feet. But in altitude above sea level, it's this, or height above sea level, I guess. Stop yapping, Rusty. Okay, so 4620 before the descent, so 4620, picking up glide slope at 5.2 nautical miles out at Pula. I hope I'm getting all this right. This is something to do with the pappies as well. I need to know what all these are as well. If you're coming in without ILS, it's just using the like an RNAV approach, I think you would go with this one, because you would have a localizer but you wouldn't have a glide slope, and so your decision altitude would be higher. Okay, and our arrival is via Raxit 1B, wasn't it? So do we have Ikapu Liveg? We should do. Ikapu, and then I think that's it. Different route after that. Raxit, Ikapu, and then we've got these waypoints, and then Sovtar. Where is Sovtar? Is it even on this chart, or would it be on final? Let's have a look back on the arrival. It's not going to be on the final, is it? Where's Sovtar then? No, it's on autopilot, you know, it won't crash. If it's going to crash anywhere, it'll be on the landing when I mess it up. Is there another Raxit? There isn't, no. So it's, there it is. Okay, so Sovtar here, and then we've got this final turn into Pular. Please tell me Pular's on this list, otherwise I'm going to panic. There we go. And it is 4620. So that's what we'll be setting our... Actually, no, it looks like... Well, yeah, 3000 is the runway. So we can set this to... I'll set it to 4000... I don't know whether to go 4.6 or 4.5. Probably 4.5. As long as I'm underneath this. As long as I'm underneath this 4.650, we should hook onto the glide slope fine. So we're over the water then for some of this. Yeah, you can tell the IAE engines, they're shaped differently, where the CFM's kind of, the body, if you like, the body stops around here, and then you've got the jet coming out at the back, the one we normally fly. This one's got the body work, if you want to call it that, all the way to the end. It does look very different. Yeah, so far so good anyway. They should start serving drinks now. Or do they wait till we get to... When do they do the drinks and the meals? Is that when we get to the cruising altitude and the plane levels off? Would make sense, wouldn't it? Currently climbing at 1,100 feet per minute, and top of climb will come at, in just over 40 nautical miles, we'll be at 34,000. This one, there's a constraint there, 24,000 feet or above. Well, we're above, so we're fine. Going to the progress here. Our destination airport is SB for Brazil and CT for Curitiba. Slunk it in there. So as the crow flies, we are 310 away, nautical miles, but we're not flying as the crow flies, unfortunately. We've got to do some twisty-turny things. So as we're over the water, and everything is nice and not hilly, we don't need to use the terrain because it won't show anything except water and a bit of land to our right hand side there, which is Yep, there. My God, she's a good-looking plane. I've always found, especially on this one, oh, we have a freeze, that the nose, it looks like, if you take the windows out and you paint eyes and a mouth and a little pair of ears, it's like a little doggy. It's like a little doggy nose, isn't it? Little dog. I've always seen that anyway, but that's me. Do you know what I didn't do on takeoff as well? I missed something. When we got on the runway, I didn't put the landing lights on, which would have set the nose light to takeoff. Sometimes I miss things like this because of just yapping, too much chit chat. Does this have a light on it, or is there a separate compass light? I think there should be one somewhere, but I don't know where that is. Where's all the lights? Got these are externals. Is there a compass light? Or does it just come on? I don't know. That's a standby again. Another standby feature in case all these screens go off. Oh, a dolphin. Well, yeah, as well. Little dolphin. With a little nose. You'd have to be a little nose dolphin. But yeah, sure. They should do a little doggy face on them. Did you ever see the one where it had Santa Claus on the nose as if he'd been hit? And he was kind of splattered on the front of the plane. Sprawled out. Excelencia Azul. Is that the name of the colour, is it? Excellent blue. Or excellence blue. What does that say? See, now I see things on the plane and I get curious as to what they say, so I don't know if I'll be able to see it. It was over here, wasn't it? So standby. Do not plug or deform holes area within the red line. Must be smooth and clean. And you've got those two holes on the left and right side of the panel as well. Whoa, where are you going? Hello? These two here. And also, that's going to serve a purpose. But I don't know what. Is that a clip to get the... yeah, all the painted screws? It's weird. Try looking at this view where you can see all the way down in VR. It's surreal. It's weird. Because these are views you don't normally get on a plane. What's it like to walk on the wingtip of an Airbus? Don't ask. I'll tell you what it's like. It's frickin' cold. Wouldn't want to be out here waving to the passengers, would you? Let me in! The detail on this plane is just absolutely next level stuff. Gotta love it, man. I'm flying the plane to Curitiba in Brazil. We took off from Brazil in Rio de Janeiro and we're landing it in Curitiba. It's about a 1 hour, just slightly over 1 hour flight. All going well. And it says here at the bottom, Navigraph charts are intended for flight simulation only, not for navigational use. But if you had nothing else, I think you could get away with these. I've seen some real world flight channels on YouTube, and a couple of them actually do show the charts. And if you go into Navigraph and compare the Navigraph chart to the real one, you'd be hard pushed to tell differences. All of the waypoints are named exactly the same as they are in reality. The frequencies for the localizers are the same as reality. They're not messing about in this simulation. Yeah, there's not a lot of fakery going on with that stuff. Really cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so we are at cruise now. So I'm going to set this to 4. I know there's a point where when you're coming in and you pick up the glide slope, that you get this altitude back up and out of the way. So, but I haven't ever done it that way before. 4.5, 4.6, I think both are going to be fine. I'm going to go 4.5. You know what? Let's go 4.6 and chance it. Because using the when we put this mode on here and we get the diamond, we can tell by where the diamond is if the plane is above or below the glide slope intercept point. So that's a way of knowing where you are in relation to the glide slope. So that's cool. Yeah. What am I talking about? I wish I knew. So we are how many miles away from top of descent already? So yeah, racks it I guess here. So 120, 160, yeah, just over 150 nautical miles I would say. So racks it, if we look here, let's go back here, come down to Raxit. So there's a 1 nautical mile difference between Raxit and top of descent. Top of descent will start just before we get to Raxit. So if we go to here, type Raxit in here instead of the airport, then as the crow flies, it's 148. I did say 150, didn't I? It's 147 nautical miles in a straight line before, if you take 1 off that, so let's say 145.2, that's when we're going to start top of descent. I don't think you can put top of descent in here. I've never tried. I'd be amazed if you can. But hey, for the sake of science, I can't see it working, but there you go. No. Just waypoints. So yeah, Raxit, and we know that a 1 nautical mile before Raxit, we're at top of descent. So I can keep an eye on that. Not that I need to, because it's going to show it on here anyway. And also our GPS is high accuracy, and it's required to be at least within 2 miles of accuracy, and we are at 0.03 miles of accuracy, which is well within tolerances, very much within tolerances. So yeah, if this is higher than this, I think you're not allowed to, I don't know if it's that you're not allowed to land, or you're not allowed to do a certain kind of landing, because if the GPS accuracy is out, then the plane doesn't really know where it is in the air in terms of its coordinates and stuff. But thankfully with this simulation we don't have that, unless it's one of the failures you can build in. You know, when you go to the failure screen and you can choose to have a failure during the flight, at some point. Having the GPS go out. I mean, there's probably a GPS breaker up here, which would take the GPS out anyway. I don't know if there is one. I haven't actually looked. If we just slide this guy out of the way. There we go. Alright. So yeah, APU. See, these are all clickable, but if I do something like the engines here, I think popping those out, it might kill one of the engines. Nope. Not I don't want to do that. Would there be one? Wouldn't it be called like nav or something? Maybe it would have a what do you call it? A title like this. See, this is MCDU2. If I pop this breaker, does the co-pilot's MCDU go off? There's the rat. So if I unplug that, then the rat won't deploy, I guess. MCDU2. That is the other guys, isn't it? I daren't do it though. I don't want to spoil my flight. But I'm so tempted by the science of it all. There's the brake fans. See, if your wheels get hot and these breakers are popped out, your brake fans aren't going to work. Is there an MCDU1? It's on a different breaker, obviously. You don't have one fuse for the two MCDUs, because then they can both go at the same time. That's redundancy again, building in. But yeah, I don't know, unless there's one up here. Anti-ice, lighting, probes, wiper. Okay, yeah, wiper on the captain's side. Let's pop that breaker. There we go. I don't mind doing that. Just remember where it is, guys. Top panel, third one down, and it's number 15. Yeah, let's try. Right, so now I'm going to switch the wiper on, which you should not do on a dry windscreen anyway, but I'm hoping it's not going to work. Nope, no wiper. Nope. Nothing. My wiper is not working. Pop the fuse back in, and please don't scratch the windscreen when I do this. Oh, no, it won't work because it only works, I think, at certain speeds, right? Oh, unfair test. What else can we do? Playing with the breakers in flight. Always a good idea. Oh, what if we can turn off these illuminated lights here? There is one for lighting, but I think it's external, right? There was one for lighting down here. Oh, there's the nav. No, let's not mess with navigation. Let's not do that. Where's lights? I'm sure I saw it. Lights here. There's your ADs. Let's leave those alone. Engine. Where did I see lighting then? Instrument lights. Floodlight on the captain's side. No, but if you've got the floodlights on the main console, the center console, that would be cool. This doesn't work. The video. Okay. can't put it back now. Wait a minute. There we go. All right. I don't know. I want to mess with something. Yeah. Can I play with the fuses? Yeah, sure. Of course you can, son. So we have external lights here. Instrument lights here. Ah, lighting. Here we go. Center instrument panel. Now, is that these two? Well, let's pop that one. Have the lights gone out here? No. Okay. Let's pop the other one. Still on. Okay, that's weird. Or is it the one up the top? Oh, I'm a bit high up here. Is it these? Is that off? No. Yeah, don't know. Don't know. They do work though, trust me. They definitely all work. Let's not test some of the major stuff, okay? We better not do that. I'm really interested in this one, because now I want to find where MCDU1 is. Like, where's that going to be? Maybe once we're landed we can come back and turn off the batteries by flicking these out. Does that say... Oh, this is the size of the fuses. Yeah, 7.5. This is the amps of the fuses. Duh. Just realised. Yeah, I'll leave I'll leave well enough alone, I think, because it's more than my job's worth. No, I won't, Gino. I will try not to anyway. Just things to do to keep my mind busy during the cruise stage of the flight. Right, so I guess this is company operations then that we're looking at now. Let's go to ATSU and AOC menu and messages. And it is Azul operations. Yep, I'm not going to read that. Oh, sorry, what I mean to say is I've read that. Yep, I read that. Just like a proper pilot would do. The only thing I don't know what it is this on the armrest here. These don't work. It just moves the armrest. But these slidey things, I don't know if it's like if I adjust my seat or move the seat. I think the seat is movable, isn't it? I don't know if it is on this plane, but I think one of these planes, I don't know, is it the Boeing that you can, it might not be a commercial jet, but there's another plane I have where you can actually use the controls here and move the seat. But I don't know if moving the seat will then tell me. I don't know what this is. Why would it be on an armrest if it's not to do with the seating position? You might have this one that tells you, like, so F6.8 is the captain's preferred height and forward and back position. So this could be forward and back, this could be height. I actually don't know. I'm just guessing. I just find it interesting looking around this plane and trying to figure out what these little details do. You can only put 3 kilos into that little folder box. It's cheap plastic then. You've got your oxygen mask here, which it is here. They didn't not do that. Oxygen mask is there, and I'll bet you all that's readable as well. Hey Gino, hey, thank you, my man. Hey you, it says. Cheers, man, appreciate it. I'm hoping that pops up on the screen shortly. On the stream, it should. Normally kicks in quicker than bloody YouTube sometimes. Is this open? No cigarette disposal. Maximum load 4.5 kilos on that one. Even this strap is differently shaped to this one. Love it. Love the detail. And the fact that this iPad will stop charging if you pull the cable out. And you start losing power. Or start losing charge on the battery. It's freaking awesome. There we go. Get the charge cable back in. It goes all the way down there. Does it actually connect into something though? Shall we go down? Have a look. Yeah, it's connected. Hand mic. Yeah, connected. USB there. Phoenix just don't miss a trick. Fun doodle, you cheeky bugger. Here to watch Rusty fail. It is the best plane in the sim. Yeah, it is. Like, there you go. There you go. It came up a bit late, but it got there. Thank you, Gino. I appreciate it. In terms of commercial planes, you know, planes where loads of passengers and stewardesses go at the back, yeah, this is the best as it gets, really. There's other nice planes out there, right? Like the Mad Dog, which I haven't flown. The Mad Dog, and even the older planes like the DC-6 and stuff like that, which are DC-6 is phenomenal. The detail on the DC-6 is just amazing. But in terms of how close to reality, I don't think anything comes close to this at all. It just doesn't. Hey, there's a video option, right? I think the the fly-by-wire has it. You've got video here, cockpit door video, and you press it. But on the Phoenix, see, this is CCTV. I don't know if it's a different one. On the fly-by-wire, the video comes on here, I think. Enter destination data. Let's do that. Yeah, the video does actually work on the fly-by-wire. Yeah, cheers, man.
£4.99 from Von Doodle, mid-flight pasty fund.
I bought some sausage rolls today, like the ones that you get like in the bakery section of the supermarket. Very cool. Very nice, actually. Thank you, Von Doodle. I appreciate it, sir. Right, so let's put our destination information in. So the decision altitude, 3,172. Let's clear that message. And we're going to go with a flaps 3 landing, I think. Oops. Yeah. So full is armed, config is set. 9,000 feet, transition, correct. We saw that on the thing. The approach speed 145, the landing speed 140. So QNH, which stands for quintessentially nice. Quintessentially. Okay, I didn't have anything ready. Let's do a refresh on the arrival. Make sure it says arrival. And the QNH is 1019, same, and the temperature is 20. 10.
For your kind £4.99 super chat. Mid-flight pasty fund.
Mid-flight pasties. So, The wind is coming from 100 degrees direction at 6 knots. On our destination. And I believe that's it. Destination information in my coronation. We've also got the ILS frequency in, the course 155, which we already said, but you know, the plane puts this in, it puts it in automatically, it just knows from its massive database. And there is top of descent, 21 nauticals. So actually it's a mile before, isn't it? So 19.5. So I think when we get to around 17 and a half, something like that, 17 and a half. No, what am I talking about? Forget it. What I meant to say is about 2 miles before. So when this says 1, 2, 3. So yeah, when the distance says about 3.5, I will begin the descent. Just do it slightly before, just to give the plane a little bit of extra time to plot a nice descent down, and hope I get everything right. Because you only need to forget one little silly thing. Like last time I forgot to put the low auto brakes on. Now they have changed something here as well. They did some fixes here. Oh, landing weight. Don't need to do that actually. I'm panicking now because I don't want to miss my my top of descent. So just as we're coming in, I'm just going to bring the range down a little so I get a bit more accuracy. It looks like top of descent is slightly after Raxit now. Yeah, it is. It's a nautical mile after. Used to be before, so okay. So at Raxit then, we'll maybe, or just before Raxit, we'll start the descent. Yeah. Yep. My up is made mind. No. My make is mind up. There you go. No. When am I on next? Ooh. No idea. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. Not sure. What you can do, Gino, is subscribe and ding the bell. And when I am on, you'll get a little notification. Let's go. So, descending we are. Whoa, another plane. There he goes. There he goes. Traffic. That's me, by the way. I know I did an awesome impersonation there. Long windy river. Okay, so I am now keeping an eye on the little donut.
Traffic.
Yeah, I know, I said that earlier, it was really close. We're chasing it here, look, it's right there. He's underneath us. That's a great shot. Let's get that. I'm shadowing him. I even forgot to put the frickin' radio on, didn't I? Let's put the radio on now, shall we? South America, Curitiba Center. Any We are going faster than you, buddy. But we're descending, so we've got to be careful here. Oh, they're in sight, all right. Bye. Where are you? Where are you? Oi! Plane. There he is. Yeah, look at this. Oh, it doesn't like it. We are super close. "500 feet below us, but I know already that my brain's having trouble remembering the order of things here, but I will do my best not to miss anything.
American 2233, 12000.
Clear of conflict.
Star West Joe.
Okay, we're clear of the plane now, thankfully. Boing. Have a quick sandwich. Wipe all the crumbs away. So now we can see our deviation on here as well, which is absolutely fine. So I'm just reading something, guys, on the net.
Runway 23 left, wind 290, change your plan.
Okay. Alright, yeah, just had to quickly look something up. No, I haven't selected it. I just went onto that screen. You can go to these screens on there. I haven't actually activated anything. It's way too early for this. Where's our Tango Charlie Victor? Is he behind us? It's amazing as well to think on the Boeing planes where you have the yoke, that when the pilot is landing the plane, the yoke you can see getting forward, back, left, right, up. You know, they're turning the yoke left and right, pulling it backwards and forwards, adjusting, making all these adjustments the entire time, and it's all getting done with one hand. One hand on the wheel as they land the plane, because the other hand is on the throttles. Yeah. So the pilot doesn't have both hands on the wheel, so to speak. Scared enough yet? A little bit of terrain here, you see these things? I'm going to put the terrain on. It shouldn't be an issue, we're still a bit high yet. And the plane looks like it's happy to make these purple stars are what we want to see. It means the plane's quite content to make these limits, or to meet these numbers. There's the runway, and this is the altitude we'd have to put it to if we're going to do a missed approach. We'd wind this back up to 4,000 if we dip it below. But I don't know, maybe once you get the glide slope, you can just twiddle this right out the way up to 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. The plane won't do anything. It'll ignore it. Oh, how did I tell the plane to descend? Unlike in the Boeing where it'll just do it automatically if you have the altitude in here. When you get near the top of descent, I do it just before. I just pull the button out, but you have to do see where the arrow is pointing to the top. Pulling it at the top keeps it in managed mode, and it descends it down. It will start to descend the plane. If you pull it out at the bottom, then you're not in managed mode, and you're telling it to descend there, and the autopilot's just taking it all the way down. But you're best to have it managed rather than this. I think this might be a bit more linear, bringing it down. I'm not sure, but this one is managed. So yeah, just before top of descent, pull the switch out with the arrow pointing upwards, and it'll begin its descent. Like I say, you don't have to pull any switches on the Boeings. You just put the desired altitude in like this, and the moment top of descent is hit, it'll start descending. You can tell it beforehand if you want, but for some reason the more computerized Airbus will not auto descend. Yeah. The way you see standard in this corner here just shows you how deeply inset into this screen it might be, isn't it? Or is it actually in the corner? Yeah, you see, it is actually in the corner. It just gives the impression that it's, because you're looking at it at an angle, that it's set deep back into the panel, but it actually isn't. It literally is just written in the corner there. It's an optical delusion. Right, yeah, we do have terrain here, so we'll be fine, but it's good to monitor it. There it is. That green splodge is this big green splodge here. Yeah, I haven't done that many South American flights before, so it's nice to get this one done. I've done Argentina and I've done Brazil before. It'd be nice to do places like, Peru and, yeah, those kind of places. That'd be cool to do those. let's get an update on the letter 1019 still, yeah? So, landing weight. Well, good question. Currently 63,600 kilos, and that's including the 4,160 on board. We're expected to have 4 tons when we land, so we're going to lose 160 kilos. So 160 from there is 63440. Yeah, 63440. So 63.4, I guess. Is that how it takes it? I actually don't know. Yeah, it is. Okay, and low auto brakes, and we want to go max reverses. Auto throttle on. It will be, but should really. Once you get below, I don't know. When does the auto throttle disengage? Is it when you touch down, or is it under 20 feet? I can't remember. Flap 3 mode. Ooh, really? Oh, yeah, this isn't good. According to this, we're going to go off the runway. Surely not. Is this, did I get the max weight right? 63,600 kilos right now. Expected to land with 4 kilos on board, 4 tons on board. Currently 4,140. Seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go medium brakes. Okay, we'll select medium brakes for the landing then. Let's get that on now, so I don't forget. I will not be arming the spoilers yet. It's a little bit too early. Just a tad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down. With your seatbelt fastened.
Probably Von Doodle. I'll probably mess this up.
Any rubbish, newspapers, magazines that you do not want to keep. The toilets are no longer in service. Thank you. Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Okay, after softer, I'm going to start arming the approach phase. Unless it... Oh, it's done it already? It has done it already. Has it? No. Right, we're also going to engage flaps 3 for the landing, as opposed to full flaps, because I could do, maybe I could get away with full flaps and low auto brakes, but I'm going to go flaps 3 and medium auto brakes instead. It looks like to be a short runway, so I'm just making sure that this is our, as long as I land on the landing point, we're going to stop here. So yeah, we should be okay, says Rusty. They've removed the map from here as well, which is a shame, but there you go. Okay, so there's a constraint of 7,500 about to kick in. There it is. I think the plane's going to be fine for that. Alright, so presuming that the descent path is going to remain stable, I'm going to arm the spoilers now. So ground spoilers armed, seatbelts on, flap 3 landing configured, and landing lights are on. Oh, come on, Krusty, you can do it. Okay. Oh, the approach phase has indeed armed itself already. If you don't do it at the time, it'll do it. The plane will do it for you. So, fair enough. So we can now concentrate back here. So, we're approaching the decel point. Actually, we've gone past that now. So, we are a little fast, guys, if I'm honest. We are quick. We are. And this is why you activate the approach phase, because the approach phase is what brings the speed down. We need to be under 250 here, or at 250 at least. So come on. Once we hit decel, we're going to start getting flaps down and all that kind of lovely stuff. But I can't do that yet. Plane needs to decelerate. It's the approach phase which decelerates the plane. So here we've got this yellow line here. So after that point we can start getting the flaps out. Just a very little, tiny little marker, but it literally means something. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going to arm the approach mode now. Dude, you're going to have to give me some drop speed because we're going too quick for my liking. And I want to get the old flaps out. There's the runway. Trying to scrub off some speed here. We're above the glide slope, guys. We're above it. We're not going to make it. We're too far above the glide slope. We're not going to intercept it. No. No, it's not going to come back to us in time. Why? Glide slope's all the way down here, we're all the way up here. We can't intercept it. You want to bring this in? Okay. I was going to abort the flight, but let's bring it in.
Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
Too low. Terrain.
Think rate.
Pull up.
Think rate.
See, she's flaring way too much, man. Oh, I didn't have the fucking gears out. I put the gears back in. What a turd. Can you be stalling, man? I've got maximum thrust on here. Yeah, the plane, the auto throttles did not auto throttle. They didn't slow down the plane enough.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. $55, $255, $355, $335. It's not about me, Lenny, muscle memory. It's not about that. This plane was, it's supposed to make 250 knots by 10,000 feet. It didn't do that. And it was even over that speed when we were at 7,000. And it was just flying too fast, and so the descent was not correct. That's down to the plane, man. I'm pretty sure that operationally I did everything right, but I just don't know. We completely missed the glide slope. We were too high. Unless the other constraint... I went by the navigation charts for glide slope intercepting, which was at 4,620 feet, and I was 20 feet below that. So we should have intercepted the glide slope just at the right time. This is no good to us anymore, is it? Maybe a little. Excuse me. Speed 230. What the hell are you doing dropping underneath that? Why are you slowing down? This is what I don't get. I'm instructing the plane to be at... There we go. My fault. That was my fault. Now we wait for the plane to speed up. And then we'll get the AP on again. Now where the fuck do you think you're going? Jesus Christ on a cracker, man. What does this plane think it's doing? If the plane's not doing what the instruments are telling it to do, what the fuck hope have I got? Mind you, the autopilot's not on, to be fair. But I can't put it on until we get the plane within the correct parameters. Oh, Jesus. Do I have to fly this fucking thing myself? Yeah. This plane needs to level out at 6.5 and stay at 335 and stay at a speed of 230. It's not difficult. What? It's in the climb mode, man. You accepted it a second ago. I hate how you can do a flight in this plane and it's perfect and the next one just fucks up. Oh, shut the fuck up. Joystick side stick calibration. Really? Now you're gonna tell me this shit? I'm descending very early here, but I really don't care. Looks like I need to control this plane myself.
Terrain ahead.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
We're fine, just relax, man.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Okay, we are now below the glide slope. We need this diamond to start coming in. It won't come in yet, but hopefully around Pula, the diamond will come in. When it hits the middle, we'll grab it. Should I trust you on the speed? I don't know if I can. Okay, I'm going to try you out and see what you do. Okay, it doesn't want to go into managed speed for some reason. Okay, we have the localizer. You're surely not trying to maintain 185 now, right?
sun's in the way. Glide slope is armed, but we're almost there. There, we got it. I should let you auto land now, you prick. Seems like it's easier for me to do it all manually than it is for the plane to do it itself, which shouldn't be the way it is. So now I'm keeping an eye on this number, which is height off the runway. Nothing to do with this.
1,000.
Azul 1123 request taxi to the gate. Azul 1123 taxi to gate 8 using taxiway. Taxiing to gate 8 using taxiway Azul 1123.
Not happy with that. I mean, okay, so I had to manually turn the plane around, fly it back the other way, bring it round again, control the plane's speed all the way in. All nice knowing I can do that, but Jesus. Don't know why it went wrong. Maybe we were too high to intercept the glide slope. Were we high or were we too low? Because I can't remember now whether the glide slope was above or below us on the initial entry. I think it dropped too far below, didn't it? And I can't give a toss about all the landing lights still being on when they shouldn't be. Don't care about that.
The mysteries of the A320 once again. And it does float like a bugger. It really does float. Normally I would have had it on the ground about 10, 20, 30 meters before, but nope.
Curitiba ground, Azul 4821 taxi to the gate. Azul 4821 taxi to gate 10 via taxiway Bravo cross runway 11 cross runway.
However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Ernie. Cabin crew disarm doors.
The boarding requested.
Welcome to Curitiba. The only way I can find out what went wrong is to rewatch the stream. There was an altitude I could have set after 4,620. However, the reason I didn't was because, according to Navigraph,
Passengers deboarding starting.
4,620 is the altitude to be at. I set it to 4,600, so I was 20 feet under,
Ladies and gentlemen, when
and we should have picked up. See, if you take this glide slope line all the way out and follow it, then when you're 5.2 nautical miles off the runway at this altitude, you should intercept the glide slope. Here, glide slope. And then it just brings it down. The glide slope path brings it down. I was at this altitude, but I think, I don't know, we were just, at least was I at that altitude? I thought I was. Were we too high? In between this waypoint and this waypoint, we should have already hit 4620 halfway through. Did we? Because if we did, then according to this chart, the glide slope should have intercepted us at this point right here. But no. No, it didn't do that. So I'll review it and see what's going on. Right, are the flaps in? Yes, they are. Spoiler is normal, engines are off. Flaps in, parking brake is set on. Oh, guys, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get out of this repeating cycle of failure? Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's stop using fuel. Thing is, practice and all that stuff is all fine, but it seems to me that even if you practice, that there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that the next flight's going to work. And that's the problem. And the other problem is, of course, if you're practicing landings, unless you buy a specific piece of software where it'll place your plane at a specific distance from a runway, where you can just keep practicing the same scenario over and over and over, it's going to cost you at least an hour, hour and a half
of flight time, not counting the prep. So let's say minimum of 2.5 hours before you can practice the next landing again. It's a lot of time to take up. So what do we have here? Is this altitudes of terrain? This 40, is it 400, 4,000 feet? 400 for this? Can't even see it out there. And when we land, for some reason, this camera's always skewed. There doesn't seem to be a thing for it, which is weird. Yeah, it's not that high, is it? I don't know what that would be. Maybe 4,000 feet. So, get me inside somehow, boy. Oh, I am inside. Right. So yeah, I think this is like 4,000 feet over here and like 1,700 feet on the green bits. Well, I don't see any green bits. Okay, so procedures then I guess would be to shut off fuel pumps, turn off the nav, oxygen for crew, don't need that anymore. And of course there is one more thing to test. I'm not going to bother deboarding all the passengers. Where's that battery fuse? Great. Was it here? APU, engine. I thought it was up top. If it works, you'll hear the whole plane shut down, I would imagine. Wasn't there one for batteries 1 and 2? I thought it was up in this corner, but no. Let me know if you see batteries, or I think it's bat 1, bat 2 or something. I could have sworn they were here. Okay. It's not the same thing. Oh, I should have made a mental note of where they were.
As I said, when I finish the flight, I'll pull them. Right, so lighting it won't be, anti-ice it won't be, air bleed, electricity or electronics, whichever one that is, air conditioning, probes, instrument lights, more lights, wiper, air conditioning, external power.
Curitiba clearance delivery TAM tree 289 are ready to copy IFR clearance to Guarulhos. TAM tree 289
God damn you.
to Guarulhos Airport as filed. Take off runway 15 climb and maintain 11.
Oh. BTC1 supply. Yeah, we're in the wrong position then, because that should not have opened the door. Yeah, it's not selecting. Oh, buddy boy. You know why? It's because it's conflicting with another point. Look, none of these are working. They do work, it's just that they won't select. Okay, let's move the jump seat. Oh, get out of it. Can we not move it like this? Bollocks. Yeah, okay, so those are working now. Yeah, so it thought the jump seat was still in the way. Absolutely bizarre. Right, APU. That's not on at the moment, but the GPU is. So generators, no. Where did I just see? I am going to do this. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do this. It's a matter of principle now. I've just seen the friggin' thing.
Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you for a wonderful flight.
Why is it the ones that I want to pull? Maybe are Phoenix not letting me pull those two switches, or what? Ground supply. Well, until I see something happening, I've got... Oh, I'll tell you what we can do. All I want is some proof that these work, and they should do. Because I've got other planes that are nowhere near as study level as the Phoenix, and they work on that. So they should work on here. Now, where's the white captain's wiper again? The one we pulled last time. We've got a wiper here, first officer. Wiper captain. Alright. So, 2 across, 3 down. Fuse 15. Okay, so that's working. Right, 2 across, 3 down. Captain's wiper out. Right. Little bit of residual power, but that's it. Nothing. So I'm going to leave it there on slow and pull the fuse back in. Cool. Now I'm satisfied. I just wanted to be sure it was working.
go out that way. So to get rid of this, now this is another thing. I don't know where it goes. Somewhere there is a way to disconnect this. Not sure which option it's in. EFB mount here, window, frame. What? Window, frame. Ah, but it doesn't stop it from being in the same position. Okay, so if I do that, then
Do you want to deboard crew?
the iPad's coming with me regardless. Do I want to deboard the crew? Yeah.
Crew deboarding starting.
So now my window's open. And of course, as we saw before, it will not close again. You can't slide it back. It won't go all the way. You have to just click the window latch. Yeah. I don't mind having those little suckery things. I thought this actually maybe moved it. It looks like you can't actually get rid of it at all. Also as well, if I twist my joystick, it operates the rudders. If you have pedals, same thing. But if you press the disconnect here, kind of like when you're getting pushback. I didn't put the brake fan on, doesn't matter. So now if I twist the joystick, oh, now how come that's working? That can't be working. That's not supposed to do that once you've disconnected. And it's not coming up on here about the disconnect either. The idea is that you twist and it doesn't work anymore because it's actually disconnected from your control. And then you press this. I think this one, yeah. Oh, there we go. That's the there you go. Now you're steering with this. You'd actually put your hand on that, and you would do it with that, and then you can reconnect with that, and this doesn't turn anymore. See? So what's basically happening here is your hand is now operating this to move the pedals, where this one is your, oops, sorry, wrong one. Minute. Should that be turning? What the fuck? Right, that's turning on its own and not the rudders. So that's the tiller. And then you switch back, and then the feet should do it. I didn't realize that still turned though. I think when you get in the air, that shouldn't turn. There you go. I don't know. I've just got it all mixed up. But yeah, basically that. So you have to enable this and this. Enable, disable that one, or enable, disable this one separately, and then you get the two different systems. Right, are we done? Everybody off? Good. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to review the stream and find out what the hell went wrong. Oh, it's so it frustrates me, man. It really does. You put all that work into a flight, you know, the takeoff and stuff, and then it just goes wrong. Have the crew gone? The buses have been for the... I guess so. They should have disconnected the jetway and stairs. But I've got the plane off now, so... I'll have to leave it like this. Alright, guys. This is for beacons and VORs and stuff. Yeah, it is detailed. I just need to know what went wrong there. I'll when I'm in the mood, which I haven't been since, what day is it today? Tuesday. I haven't really been in the mood since Sunday. Not been in a very good mood. But yeah, once I get the mood, I'll have a look at this and see what it was. Slew. And this is for putting your landing gear down using gravity, in case the hydraulics don't let it come down. Rudder trim. Reset rudder trim. Yeah, on the fly-by-wire, the video actually works. In fact, I've just done an update of it today. Let's have a look. I'll have a quick look at it, guys. I'm just going to see if I can get the video on. It's just a, let's face it, it's not a video. It's a static image. And it is so difficult to find like a proper good tutorial on landing the Fenix as well. Especially now with there being a Block 2 out. You've got videos that are entitled, you know, they are titled tutorial Fenix, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But they don't tend to be all that great, because it's either a real world pilot presuming that everybody he's talking to has got an amount of knowledge that he'll just end up talking too fast and using too many initials for things that he presumes everybody knows, and then it just gets a little bit confusing. And again, the other thing is people do tend to talk fast instead of going at a pace where they're not getting overwhelmed with too much information so quickly, and so that's another problem. And even if I say, okay, I basically know how to do the plane, bring it down stuff, but there are things, tiny mistakes that I make, and this, that, and the other. So I would just like a little refresh. And even me just following those people, it's super difficult because they're doing 100 miles an hour with their speech. And it's like, how you expect to teach somebody? Oh, now what the fuck? It's frozen. How do you expect to teach somebody when you're doing 100 miles an hour with your mouth? It's ridiculous. And then you use it. Yeah, then you're using initials, which I've never heard of before. And it's like, how is this a tutorial? It's just you rushing through what you do. And also a tutorial it's not just click this, press that, do this and do that. It's an explanation as to why you're doing it. And, they're just not very good, really. So it's difficult. It is difficult. There's one particular guy who's really, his tutorials, if you could keep up with the speed and the abbreviations, it would probably be a pretty good tutorial. But man, I don't know why people want to talk so fast on a tutorial. You can't. Anyway, that's my little ramble on that one. Right, so this is the fly-by-wire A320. I wonder if I'd flown this one instead, if exactly the same problem would have happened. Where did I put myself? I have no idea. Clearly not. Oh, look at that. Look at that big A320 under there. I'm in Australia somewhere. Yeah, you can see the lack of writing details on here. They've got the line, but it's not thing. Hey, Mr. Budman. Cheers. I had another dodgy failed landing. I did do a go around after hitting the ground with no wheels, and I came back and landed the damn thing. But still, look at the textures here by comparison to the Fenix. Wow. Although this is still basically Microsoft's model. I think fly-by-wire have mainly concentrated on systems. Now these are different buttons for the cameras. Cameras, that's right. We've got no external power. Well, ain't that just nice? A delay here or something? Yeah, I'm noticing this a lot now, that planes, are, especially in the Fenix, when it loads in, it's starting without the wheels. When it first loads the plane in, there's no wheels underneath it. I haven't seen that one before. Some ground power would be nice, boy. Any chance? Gonna save the batteries then. Why aren't we getting ground power here? Come on, Phoenix, you're letting the side down. Fly-by-wire, you're letting the side down. I don't care. Pick one. Just get a ground power unit attached to this plane. Why can't it be done straight away with the fly-by-wire? That's ridiculous. It's never been a problem before. Cool. Alright. So, I believe... Let's get that... We'll have to wait for the panels to initialize here. The texturing is so very different. Everything looks the same. I think there's some differences here though. Isn't there a white ring around on the Fenix? On there? So yeah, these take a while to just kick in. Which is fair enough. And this... Well, let's see what happens when that lights up. What, are they on and we just got the displays down? Kidding me, man? Yeah, on the Fenix we've got the artificial horizon, haven't we? Standby instrument. There you go. I was waiting for it to come on.
Alright, we're up. We don't need the GPS here. So, video does get us a shot of the galley, and it's here as opposed to CCTV screen being up here. Now we can still fold down. Can we slide it like in the Fenix? I think so. Yeah, and it's not as noisy. Yeah, so in the Fenix, the CCTV's up here, which I'm guessing is the same as this, but they put it here. And that's just to watch the passengers go in and out. And the other thing that you've got on here, of course, which used to be on the Fenix, but I don't think it really worked, so I guess they took it off, is the printer, which I think should be here. If we do a weather request for, we can put any airport we want. Let's do Denver in Colorado. So KDEN and send, and then just wait for company message. CFM engines on this, as you can see, the engines a lot shorter on the body, and it sticks out the back there, where on the IAE engines the body's covered all the way back. That's your main difference. Right, company message, which should be here. There's the meta for Denver, and if we hit print, now I really think they should put this in the Fenix. It would be nice to have. You can stop now. There you go. And then we just collect it, and it gets put here. And then when you're done with it, there's a click point here. You can just discard the paper. But it's kind of cool because it really does. Like, you don't have to have this on screen anymore. You know, you can have your flight plan on the screen, and you've got your meta written there. Although you've got the iPad now, so does it really? Yeah, it's a pity it doesn't work in the Fenix. I mean, the weather system, the weather request wasn't working before Block 2. It was kept failing, so that's now been fixed. You can now discard the paper, even with the sound effect. And if you want to say, oh, did you throw that away? Yeah. You can print another one. You know, and just keep, I don't know how much paper's in there, but I don't think we'd finish it. So yeah, so a printer and video works on the fly-by-wire plane. So, and of course you do have as well the cabin callouts as well, which is kind of cool. It's a nice plane, but the big difference that makes the fly-by-wire still an attractive plane, despite the Fenix being in existence, the main reason why this is the go-to plane, it's free. That's it. It's free of charge. It doesn't cost a damn thing. And it's not quite up to par with the Fenix, yes, but it has a lot of proper systems built in, and again, I think you're going to be hard pushed to find any in-op buttons. I think they're all going to actually work, right? All of this, look, there's an inoperative one. Now, is that one working on the Fenix aft isolation valve? I would say, yeah, it probably is. Maybe there's stuff up here. We should do a comparison screenshot. But you've got like all of this stuff, right? And even the wipers and blah blah blah. Now, if you go further back and load in the stock plane, right? So let's load that in, the one that comes with Flight Simulator, and see the difference between that and the fly-by-wire. Obviously, the difference between the stock plane and the Fenix is friggin' night and day. But using the stock plane reminds you just how good the fly-by-wire one really is. So if we just type in A320, so Fenix fly-by-wire standard. So I quite like this livery, so let's load that up. And we'll just pop the plane here. And go. So this is your stock A320 that comes with the sim. I don't know, does it come in the standard version? Or do you need the deluxe or something like that? I'm not sure. I think it must come in the standard, right? I would say. There we are. Okay, so yeah, and you have to do your weights and balances here because there's no screen. There's no iPad in this thing. Right, so this is the one that comes with the plane. Again, the texturing. Look at the difference between this and the Fenix. Like, it's just a world of difference. These lines, these triple lines here, they're so white. What else is noticeable? Can we put the armrest up? Can't put the armrest up. That's inoperative. The textures are a lot lower as well. Does that work? Can we pull out the manual landing gear? I don't know. Right, let's have a pop-up onto here. And inoperative, okay. What about the wipers? Oh, they do work. Oh, look at that. They both work at the same time. See, the Fenix is different. The Fenix, you can just put the captain's one on and not the other side. External power is already available. Let's put the batteries on. Okay, let's go for the nav as well. Oh, the nav's already in the on position. See? Why? Can we do an engine test? Nope. Inoperative. So none of that beep, 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 beep. That's not there. Crew supply. Inoperative. Can't give the crew supply. Oxygen supply. Ground control to put on the voice recorder. Can't do that either. Nope. Rain repellent. That's out. The lights should all work here. And so should the de-icing. All of this should work. Cabin pressure mode. Inoperative. Emergency lights. Emergency exit lights, which is one of the first things you arm before flying. When you get on board. Inoperative. Annunciator test lights to make everything light up on here. Inoperative. All this is working in the fly-by-wire. Oh, at least the panel lights work. Inoperative. That has to work. Bus tie inoperative. You won't get that on the other two planes. All these buttons are going to work for sure. Yeah, and look, this is the default sitting position. Can we open the window? No, inoperative. We're stuck in here. I feel like I'm sat really far back though. Wow, the default sitting position here is. I like something like this and then just a bit down, just so I can see my instruments. Do we have sun visors? Nah. No, don't have sun visors. What else? Anything up here that's inoperative? Friggin' hope not. Approach mode. Localizer, autopilot 1 and 2, both, yep. Anything that would switch on now? Constraints, I guess. Yeah, there you go, in green. It puts on both sides at the same time as well. Autopilot brightness display. Yeah, kinda. There really is a difference, isn't there? Terrain. Ooh. Can you show terrain? Really? Doesn't seem to be doing it. The button works.
but there's no sweeping. But I don't know what's going on with that one. Custom interface, eh? Oh yeah, be interesting to see those, man. Yeah, do put them on the Discord. All of this working? Engine, no bleed. Pressure, nope. Electric, no electric display. Hydraulics, you can't put hydraulic displays up on here. Oh, flight control, nope. Doors, nope. Wheels, nope. Makes you wonder why they even bothered, eh? Status page, no. Recall, no. Oh, okay. Can we test brake pressure? I'm trying to think now. I think we need hydraulics working for the brake pressure to function. Yeah, I think we do. I think we need to put hydraulics on, which is going to require at least, I would say, the APU to be on. Right, anything inoperable up here? Range. It's weird that both sides are turning at the same time. That is weird. So, ADF VOR working? Okay. Nice. Barometric pressure we can change, of course. Now, what about in here? We have the init. Now, can you load a sim brief into this thing? I think if you do a sim brief download and you save a file and then you put the from and to in, or perhaps a company root, it might load it up. I actually don't know. What about wind forecasts? Can you do that? Although there's no flight plan in there, so it wouldn't work either way. Flight plan. Yeah, okay. Radios. The font is different here as well. Second screen on here. It will put the numbers in for you on this one. And performance. And can you change this? It'll be interesting to do a flight on this plane, but there's so many things. Oh, it does. There's so many things on here that don't work. Right, will 2 just go in there automatic? It will. Very nice. And runway 15, which I haven't got a clue. Oh, that's not working. What about our V1 speeds? Yeah, I don't think V1 at 15 is correct. There you go. Yeah, it's very different, and don't expect like the tiller to work. Inoperative. Yep, of course. And the pedal thing, inoperative. The tray? No tray. No tray. This is free too. But for free, of course, the fly-by-wire has to be the one, right? And then if you like it and you like flying it and you think, oh, I love this Airbus, it's cool, that'd probably be the point to go and get the Fenix, right? You know, just buy it when you're sure you want it. You guys know what these are for, right? I don't know if it works from here. See, it's not working from here. This is how I know I'm in the wrong seating position, because that's what the balls are for. They're for seating position. The idea is that when you're in the ideal seating position, you shouldn't be able to see that white ball behind the red one. So you already know that you're in the wrong position. And I guarantee these seats won't be movable. But if I move my camera to a point where I can't see that anymore, there we go. So that's kind of your
Let's see if we can go back a little. That's kind of, assuming the dimensions of the model are correct, that would be your ideal position right there. The white ball is no longer available, and this one obviously for the first officer's side. That's all that is. It's just so that once that white ball behind disappears, that's the seating position you need to be in. And which looks like it lines up perfectly with where the seat is. But yet the default camera position here is there. Very different. Yeah, I mean, I wondered about it one day, and I thought, what the hell are these for? Because you know that something like that on a plane is going to serve a purpose. It's there for a reason. And I asked around, I looked it up, and eventually I found out what it was. But yeah, it's literally that. It's just to nail your seating position, so you know that you're exactly where you need to be compared to the real world. And as for what you can do is set up a custom camera, right? So for example, that one is the default, but if I press Alt-1, which is maybe a custom camera, I'm not sure, it puts me exactly where the ball disappears. Yeah, that's what that is for. It stumped me at the time. And this is a microphone switch, which of course that's going to be inoperative. I wonder what the thing on this plane is that is surprising the most that it doesn't work. Like, I don't think you can open this door. You can forget these work, and they're not even labeled. None of these are going to work. The circuit breakers, no chance, buddy. No way. And yet on the Fenix and the fly-by-wire, I think you'll find most, if not all of them, are going to work. It's super interesting though to see the difference, and I wonder what it sounds like. Because normally right now, when we've got the ground power on, you can hear the air blowing through the through the cockpit, like quite loud. But this one, not so much. Should we start the plane up and see what it sounds like? We'll just get the fuel pumps on. We don't need to worry about the lights. Let's get the APU on. 1, 2, 3, go. So APU should now take a while to spin up. And can we change? Okay, we can do that at least. So there's engine. Bleed doesn't work. APU. APU is inoperative? Oh, flipping friggery. Pressing this again should put us to the default page. It doesn't. It doesn't take us off. If you press one of these settings here, you should press it again, and the plane will go back to whatever its default display should be at the time. Nope, not on this one. Is the APU firing up at all? Okay, have I done everything I need to do? Yeah, fuel pump is on. Ground power is on. Get the APU bleed on. It says available. Oh, are we going? Or is that an outside plane? I'm not seeing any heat haze coming out of this. Well, it says it's available. Okay. Fine, let's fire the engines. Don't think I need anything else on, do I? Battery's on. Right, if the APU is on, we can kill the ground power and still have power in the plane. Yes, cool. Alright. Into start and go. So now I've actually got a... oh no, it's in the right one.
This display is so weird. Where's N1, N2? Why is that not even showing? Dude, you've got to give me a screen that shows me the engines are powering. This one is called engine. I'm hearing it. Okay. It's guesswork, isn't it? Ah, here we go. It's not N1 and N2 though, it's PSI, so you've got your pressure. I don't know what engines this is using, to be honest. They look like CFM to me. Okay, and now the other one. What the hell's that noise? You hearing that? For some reason we've got 10.5 tons of fuel on board. That's bizarre. But you can change that in the weights and balances. So let me have a look. There. I can barely hear the damn thing. Okay, what about flappies? Okay, flappage is working. And slattage. Oh, it stops at halfway and then you've got to pull it again. Okay, I'm good with that, that's fine. Yep, slat's all good. Yeah, you do it in 2 stages. I like that. I like that. Because in flight, when you yank this back, you only want to go halfway. But even if you go full, I think the plane only takes it to halfway anyway. Okay, so if the engines are started fully and well and properly and things, we can take off the APU. And everything should still be on. And it is. Okay. I don't think pushback's available from here. Actually, it probably is with what's it called? GSX. So, do you reckon we can take off? Oh, I didn't know you were going to do that. Okay. I didn't know it was going to collide. Give me a second. I have a piece of software that will fix this. Right, that was clever. Let me just go back a little. Where is the runway, by the way? Is that supposed to be a runway? Oh, awesome. Alright, how quick can you twirl me around? Okay. I think this one. There we go. I wonder what the engine's going to sound like at full throttle. It won't be anything like the Fenix or the fly-by-wire. I don't think. There's nothing on the navigation display at all. The GPS, it's just two circles. The thing you do when you're first starting out and you want to try the Airbus but you don't know anything about it. This is the kind of thing you do. You just start off on the runway, take off, and then see if you can turn around and land it again. Okay, my flaps are in flap 2 position, so we should be able to just go straight out. Okay. Is my slats correct? they should be armed. Nice. Alright. Go. Oh, it actually doesn't sound too bad. I mean, you can't hear any ground noise. Like the wheels going over the lights, and you can hear going tick-ting, tick-ting, tick-ting. There's none of that. So I'm gonna do V-rotate at 140. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Gear up. So if you put a speed, a heading, and an altitude, you can kick in the autopilot. So yeah, oops, we're getting a bit too pitchy. So yeah, this is on the stock plane. It's fine to learn with, I suppose, but I would prefer to get this fly-by-wire for a freebie. Let's see how she turns. It's not... Is it requesting that I go into climb throttle? It is! Ooh! There's no way I'm in the climb detent. I am. Jesus. I have to pull back so much further in order to hit the climb detent on the other planes. This one I only had to pull back like an inch on the throttle. Okay, well it's smooth. It is. Let's level it out a little bit. Okay, so what are we at? 6,005. So let's make 7. And what heading are we on right now? Around 310, about 320. And speed, I want to be around 270, I would say. Okay, so we're going to put autopilot on. We're going to go managed mode on that. Actually, no, that's not going to work. There we go. So, the autopilot now taking over, and we should be flying. Let's see. Is this operational descent or something? Actually, let me bring this up to... Oh, yeah, let's bring this up to 7.6. Right, it should have started descending now, because we're at 7.9. I've told it to go to 7.6. Let's get the air pressures right. I've told it to go to 7.6 and select altitude. Now, so let's bring the vertical speed into it. There we go. And it should stay at around... Actually, it was really trying to go quick there. Let's go 290. So it should then hit 290, stay at 320, which it is. No idea where the airport is now. I mean, the nav's supposed to be on, right? But it doesn't know where it is. Yeah, so the GPS is on, and nice and working and things. But I don't have a display that I'm expecting. Okay, it's not too bad. We've got the wake behind the engines, which the Fenix doesn't have. And that can't be for a tail strike. Not with this, surely. No. You can buy, what am I saying? You can download liveries for this as well in 8K, I would imagine, which will put all the nice little decals on here. But I mean, it's doing everything it's been told. Everything that I've told it to do up here, it's doing. 290, 7.6 at 320. Fine, doing exactly that. So let's tell the plane to go this way. .230 degrees. There you go. And it'll bank to the most it can do. Oops. We can even tell it to just bring the speed down just a tad, I think. And it's doing that. I don't have to pull the switch or anything. It's actually targeting 260 now. Getting there really quickly though. It's amazing how quick it slowed down there. See, if I range out, will it show me the airports? Okay, let's put the airports on. Right. It's hard to see because it's not very bright. Yeah. So we've got YDRE over there. So I wonder if I can hit direct to YDRE and go, and now the plane will fly to that airport. Oh, what have I done now? Cluttered this thing up. Will it fly there? It will now. Now, can we get the distance? Oh, is it going to work? Y, D, R, E. Come on. Oh, it's not letting us put the airport in here so we can get a distance to it. That's nasty. So this is nice. That airport is right on top of us. So that means the plane's just going to circulate. Is it? It might just be a grassy airstrip for all I know. Like a piece of grass. I'm not seeing an international airport here. Yeah, and it's on top of us. It's just going to keep circling. So that's no good. Alright. Yeah, so there you go. The differences between the Airbuses. This is the beginner one. For a beginner, you know, free plane, it's not too bad. Let's impress all of the people at the air show.
1,500.
Right, you need to start bleeding off some speed now, if you don't mind. And then we'll talk about getting you down. Yeah, I know. Just chillax, babes. Chill. I'm just trying to slow you down. Your mama's gonna slow you down. Yeah, we need to scrub off a bit of speed. Alrighty.
300. 200.
Hope I don't hit a cow.
100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
First thrust. If you ever need me to land in a field, I can do it. It'll be scary, but I can do it. And no, it doesn't have brake fans. It's got the button, but I don't... in up. Yeah, they might want to have a small word with me and say, excuse me, what you doing? We've had some complaints from the Agricultural Administration and they're not entirely happy with what you just did.
Couldn't find valid
Ooh.
airport data.
Jesus, gee, exactly.
Services are not
Friggin' hell,
available.
made me jump. Boom. There you go. What's the green bands in there? Yeah, that was way too easy to land. I wonder if the Phoenix would have been as easy. That's a good thing with Australia. You can land pretty much anywhere. It's just all open. Like, I had loads of room to land, and it's all nice and smooth. Look at that. It's like a billiard table, man. Anyway. Yeah. The stock plane is fine, you know. And the fly-by-wire is built around this model, but they've added so much more to it. And Phoenix just started from a blank sheet and said, right, we're doing the actual plane, but in a in a sim. And yeah, quite a difference. But they're all cool, all fun to fly. Unbeatable fuel efficiency. Well, yeah, but I hear that the IAE engines, the longer ones, are more efficient on fuel and oil than the CFM engines here. I think. Can we get outside and zoom? No. No grab. I can see that on a few t-shirts. Right. Yeah, don't get sucked into the engine. Death. death by grinding, slicing. Alright, there you go guys, I'm done. I will press on with the Phoenix and hope that one day I will master everything on it and be comfortable with my landings and chart readings, and mistakes have to be made so you can learn, right? I suppose. But I think I've had enough of the mistakes now. Too many. So okay, I will leave you guys to it, and I bid you farewell. You should know, by the way, Elite Dangerous wise, I did alter my power plant on that FDL. I put the thermal spread on there, and yeah, hasn't made much of a difference really. In fact, it's, if anything, it's running a percent hotter. Whether I can fire my weapons for longer is up for debate, but yeah, I did that today. So we'll get that out in another stream sometime. Anyway, we'll see what happens on Sunday, but Sunday's quite a way off. So until then, anyway, best wishes guys, and right, I forgot again. I forgot to update my end credits, so this will be the last time you're going to see the end credits in their condition that they are now, because I'm going to come out of Flight Sim and go straight in and edit these end credits so that they're up to date. The only thing is, I don't know, it's separating the gifted members from the... What do I do with those? I don't know. I'm short of space. I'm going to have to do it in a different way perhaps. I'll figure something out. And that's it. Take care guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with me. And I will be back. Until the next time, have a good one. Bye bye.